I got distracted by that, the noise levels thing.
Oh.
I thought something was in the window up there.
That would be terrifying.
What is up, guys? I am here today with my sibling, and we are going to be answering some questions on the Q&A that I put on my Instagram and my Snapchat. I've been in Alaska for a couple of days now. It's been about 4 years since I've been back, since either of us have been back. It's been a hot minute, so I did...
7 years for me.
Really?
7 years, yeah.
I put a Q&A on my Instagram and Snapchat and just asked you guys to just ask me any questions about Alaska. I got quite a few actually, mostly because some of you believe that Alaska is like a foreign country. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Thank you.
Part of the USA.
A lot of the questions were the same. I just kind of condensed them all into like broader questions, and I can expand on those. So we're gonna get started. Is it cold all the time? Alaska is really only cold in the winter. Winter kind of starts around like the end of October and ends like beginning of March. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Like the winter season, I guess. Other than that, it's actually pretty nice here. It can get up into the triple digits. It's only gotten up into the triple digits once since I've, like, the last time I lived here.
Though. Usually in the summer, the highs reach only about like 70. So like in the summer, it's like, it usually sits between like 50 and 70. It's not like, you know, go jump in a lake kind of weather, but it can get hot.
Yeah, it's been in the upper 50s the whole time that we've been here. So it's really beautiful outside though.
Yeah.
Are there bears? Yes, there are a ton of bears in Alaska. I can't really say that.
We can't cuss.
We can, but I try not to.
There's a shit ton of bears in Alaska. There's polar bears, grizzly bears, black bears, a lot of bears.
Yeah.
But there's not polar bears in the southern regions like Anchorage and stuff. They're only in the northern regions.
How big are moose? Moose are big. They're big. They're like the size of a car. Moose are actually really common around here. They're about as common as stray dogs. Quite literally, you can just wake up in the morning and find them just wandering across your front yard. Steer clear of the mama moose because there are usually baby moose around. I haven't really seen a lot of bull moose. I mean, maybe like every once in a while.
In the morning, especially in the summer, we wake up and there's been like moose in the front yard, so.
Yeah, like, they're like the size of an SUV.
They're tall.
Does it get dark in the summer? They haven't really trademarked it, but Alaska is known in the US as like the land of the midnight sun. As you can see, like outside, it is currently about 11:15-ish, and it is still fairly sunny.
This is not even like the end of the cycle. It'll continue to get, like the sunset will continue to get later and later until the summer solstice, of course. So it'll get dark around probably a little after 12, like 12:30, and then it'll start getting light again a little bit before 4 a.m. So it does get dark, but it only lasts a few hours.
So basically the sun will kind of just like dip below the horizon and then just come right back up. So it's not like far enough below the horizon to actually like bring on the darkness of night. So crazy how the world be doing that. Sorry.
What the world do.
Are there Native Alaskans? Yes. One of the most like populous tribes around here are the Yupik. And actually when I and my brother lived in Bethel, there was a lot of Yupik in the bush villages in the tundra. One of my best friends is actually part Yupik, and she's a sustainable hunter. They hunt like whales, seals, walrus. They also go out and pick berries. I've picked berries on the tundra before. They make ice cream. I had whale meat today because I went to dinner with her. The Yupik and other Native Alaskan tribes are actually very prosperous here in Alaska to this day.
For the most part, there's still some laws that are working against them and some certain groups of people that are working against them, but there are still a good amount of like reservations and stuff in Alaska. Indigenous Alaskan people definitely exist and still have really deep and intricate and really cool culture. So yeah, there are Native Alaskans.
Yeah, you can actually get scholarships just for having like Native Alaskan blood in a lot of universities and high schools here.
I mean, it's the least they could do. Really cool things about Alaska is like how many different tribes there were in such a small area. A lot of like the hunting and fishing and stuff was pretty similar. Just because Alaska has such a varied climate, there were so many different cultures that evolved from it. There's a lot you can learn about it.
Okay, this is like an actual question I got, and I get it a lot as both a joke and seriously, but do people live in igloos? I just want y'all to take a look around and tell me if this looks like a freaking igloo to you, because it's not.
There are some people that do, but I mean, for the majority of Alaskans, if the question is, does everybody live in igloos? No.
No.
It's not cold enough in all parts of Alaska.
We'd be living in like mud at this point. Is Alaska part of the US? Yes, it is. It is part of the US. It is not part of Russia. It is not part of Canada. It is part of the United States. And I've actually had people ask what currency we use up here. We use the American dollar. We use the United States dollar.
Yup.
Is Alaska an island? It is not.
Did somebody actually ask
Yes.
that?
Multiple people have asked me if Alaska is an island.
No.
The only reason on most maps why it's put like in the bottom corner with Hawaii is because it is so far north up past Canada that you can't really get a good visual look of mainland US with Alaska included. So they have to like basically break off Canada and put Alaska down by Hawaii just to show you guys like what it looks like on a map.
Also, for the people that thought it was an island, on maps when they like break Alaska off and they put it in its own little box, it has a straight edge. What island have you ever seen that was formed naturally with a straight edge?
It's not an island.
It's definitely attached to Canada.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Alaska is one of the only states that's actually made up of islands. But it itself is not an island.
Yeah.
Do people drive in Alaska? Yes, people drive in Alaska. However, there are places in Alaska that you cannot access by road. You either have to take a plane. Some people actually own their own float planes. You can also take a boat, and a lot of people out here own their own boats as well. And it's just because of the way that the topography is, like you can't build roads on the tundra, or the ground is just too wet, or it just freezes too much, so.
Part of Alaska is formed by islands, so obviously, you know, you can't drive to an island. Honestly, people even like drive in the winter and stuff when the snow gets really bad, but Alaska is really good about like clearing the roads and stuff like that because they've had a lot of practice.
Better than Boise.
One of the only bad parts about that is that like kids in Alaska don't get snow days off from school. It's just not a thing.
I think when I went to Chugiak High School here, I got one single snow day, and it was literally because both snowplows that they had sent to do the highway in Eagle River, both of them crashed. And it was going to take them like 4 hours to get more snowplows in, and they basically just got snowed in on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. And so they made all the students like turn around and go home. That was the one snow day that I remember getting up here in Alaska. And it was actually one of the worst winters that Alaska's seen in like 60 years. So that was actually pretty cool. Not cool for some people, but it was pretty cool.
Not cool for the people driving the snowplows.
Are there stores in Alaska? Alaska's basically got everything that mainland US has. Like we've got like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depots, cars instead of Albertsons. We've got a lot of thrift stores up here.
There's actually a pretty decent mall here.
Yeah, what's it called? The Diamond Center?
Diamond Center, yeah.
Yeah. They're actually building an Amazon hub up here pretty soon too. So that's gonna bring in a lot of business for like the post offices and things like that. All right, this is quoted. Y'all got McDonald's?
Yes.
Yeah, we got McDonald's. There's a lot of fast food and stuff up here. It's basically all the same as like mainland. I will admit though, when I was living in Bethel, the only fast food, so to speak, that we had was a Subway. Everything else was like privately owned restaurants and things like that. There are, but just not everywhere. I think you'd have to live in probably like a pretty populous city to have like a fast food chain establishment.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like cities towards the south of Alaska, because obviously once you get up north it gets colder, and you know they're not gonna want to build a restaurant where it's frozen for the majority of the year. And also a lot of that land is protected, so they can't build on it, which is good. a ton of fast food in like Anchorage, Eagle River,
Juneau, Fairbanks.
yeah, Fairbanks. Better than McDonald's. There's also a lot of local places with fresh seafood. The fish has only been dead for like an hour. Fresh seafood.
It's like,
So,
you hear about like farm to table, it's literally like
ocean
to table. You're going charter fishing tomorrow, aren't you?
Tomorrow? No.
Sorry.
On Tuesday, we are going on a halibut charter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we're gonna have fresh halibut. Probably make it into fish and chips.
Like fresh halibut, so good. It goes for like 24 bucks a pound, doesn't it?
Yeah, fresh Alaskan halibut goes for 24 a pound.
We're expensive.
Yeah.
But we're worth it.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys have any more questions about Alaska, just comment on this video, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook even. Just let me know. Be happy to answer your questions. It's great to be back home. I'm really happy to be with my sibling and my family up here. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have a lot more videos coming for you, and I will see you in my next one.
Oh, do what the dude did.